Power is the ability to influence, control, or direct people, events, or circumstances to achieve desired outcomes. Power itself, in and of itself, is not evil. It is people who are evil. Power and money amplifies what you really are.
This is the book that we're going to have a commentary on.
We'd like to begin this video with a disclaimer that the views presented in this particular episode are not prescriptive in nature. We endeavor to provide an unbiased commentary from the book The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. For those of us who believe in Jesus Christ like we do, we would like to remind you that you have a duty to obey God's command. You have a duty to pick from this episode the things that align biblically. The rest, we are just giving you, the rest you are supposed to just be aware of how the world is as presented by Robert Greene. And today we have a very, it's a very special episode because Tracy is not around. And today I have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, whom we are going to be doing stuff together. His name is Steve Mbaki, and he'll introduce himself. He is a counseling psychologist and a musician, by the way. And you can check some of his songs are on our page, and an amazing individual. And today we are going to have him on set. So, Steve, you can introduce yourself and tell us more about who you are.
Yeah. Ameshasema a lot, honestly. Thank you for having me, by the way.
One sentence is a lot.
One sentence. Umesema a lot. Unajua acha tufike miaka yenye tuko na bio ya mapages kadhaa. Oh, he has done this, he has done. So far, that one liner is good enough. But honestly, Stephen Mbaki, my name. You can call me Steve. I am a psychologist. I've worked in the non-profit, mostly with adolescents and children. And it's the job is basically just to help people improve their lives and life outcomes. And basically it's just to understand behavior. How do people think? How do people feel? How do people act? What is the correlation? And how do we use research to get people to function at the most optimum? So hiyo ndo job kukuwa psychologist. It's not a foreign concept. There are psychologists in Kenya for wenye wanadhani that's a mzungu thing.
Oh, okay.
And also I have a love and a passion for music. I have definitely a few songs out there. You can check them out wherever you get your music. And ni hayo tu kwa sasa, and I'm a born again believer as well.
Yes.
We fellowship in the same church.
Sini
marafiki tumetoka mbali sana. And you've also hinted we are trying to do something together for all the men out there.
Yes, we will be doing a show with Steve. And like I said, that every time when I'm doing this episode, or when we're doing this episode with Tracy, I like to tell people that just be generally interested in people. I have a special interest in people. I like observing guys. And I think you know this about me. I like observing people. I'm very particular about having meaningful relationships with people. I go out a lot with guys, and I used to do that in past years. Nowadays, I'm a bit busy. But it is very interesting that you're a counseling psychologist. Now you've studied people about it's studying people.
It's basically studying people, human behavior.
Yes, human behavior. Human beings are very interesting, I'm telling you. And you can never exhaust the things you learn about human beings.
Absolutely.
And that is why, by the way, we decided to do the 48 Laws of Power, because from an interview by Robert Greene, or when he was being interviewed, he said that this book is more on human beings than it is on power. So it is more on who human beings are, and then how to get power, or how to interact.
I've watched a few of the episodes. Sisi man watch zote kabisa.
Yes.
Hey, but honestly, human behavior, even as exposed by this book, is manzi tunakwanga tu na tu issues.
Yes.
Some of them we can avoid, honestly, if we have the right information. And
Yes,
if you're
yes,
watching
yes.
right here, I really hope that you're taking in the right information. Please do engage with us in the comments.
Yes,
as
yes,
well.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now, we are doing Law 44, and the title of Law 44 is Disarm and Infuriate with the Mirror Effect. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Let me read the judgment, and then we can discuss the judgment a little bit and see if there are things that come up from this judgment. The mirror reflects reality, but it is also the perfect tool for deception. When you mirror your enemies doing exactly as they do, they cannot figure out your strategy. The mirror effect mocks and humiliates them, making them overreact. By holding up a mirror to their psyches, you seduce them with the illusion that you share their values. By holding up a mirror to their actions, you teach them a lesson. Few can resist the power of the mirror effect. And by the way, before we even talk about this, we are putting out there a huge disclaimer. A huge disclaimer.
Lazima.
Whatever
In case
disclaimer
they forgot the...
in case you forgot that other disclaimer, this one is coming huge. Capital letters, bold, underlined.
Yeah.
Yes. There are some things that we discuss or we will discuss in this law. And that's why we say it is not prescriptive in nature. Some of them we don't advocate for you to do. That's why we tell Christians, like we do, we believe in Jesus Christ, that you have a duty to obey or to pick out from our episode the things that align biblically. But then again, we live in a world that is wicked, crooked, and depraved totally. So the mirror reflects reality. Can you tell me anything about a mirror or something about a mirror?
You know, when I was reading this, the first thing ilikam kwa akili ni ile statement, ile phrase yenye tumesikia before being used. I don't know who has coined it, lakini the Bible is first of all a mirror before it's a window.
Okay.
So it shows you first of all who you are, and then exposes you to how the world is. And in essence, maybe that's why maybe that's why we don't like to do a Bible study, because when you read that, it exposes you to yourself in a sense. So it does that mirroring. Yeah, that we kind of need to confront our most deepest thoughts, our issues. Yeah. So reflecting other people, I guess that's basically how we make connections. Ukienda place, I think as a young person, ulikuwa nasema my hobbies are this and this and this, and if you find someone who's in the same interests, akona the same hobbies, akona the same passions, there's a very good chance that you guys will end up friends. There's a very good chance that you guys will end up doing those things that you love to do, because you share interests.
Or when your interests align.
Exactly, interests align. So you're kind of like just, looking for those people who share in those values, those principles. And I guess that's something that when we about the mirror effect. Yeah.
For me, I read somewhere from the many books I like reading. And it was talking about mirroring, and it was talking about in relationships, and I know we are going to mention it at some point, talking about mirroring people's behavior. Because I have seen, and this is not something I may really advocate, but you see, even people, like, let me give you an example. Those of us those guys who support the current president.
Yeah.
Do you see the mirror the way he gives his speech?
Oh yes.
Ama namna gani, all those things.
Same lingo.
All of those politicians almost speak like the way he speaks.
Yeah.
Is that what we call mirroring?
It is. By the way, it is. See, ama ile statement here, what is it? Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yes.
Yes.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Yes.
When someone imitates you and they're trying to mirror your behavior, how you dress.
Yes.
President akona red bottom shoes, watoto wa cabinet wakona red bottoms. Nini, they want to mirror your style of dressing, your mannerisms, vile una engage na crowd. And you see it in politics, by the way, a lot, especially if you're a keen observer. Hata watu I think wanaweza kubali na sisi.
Yeah. He says, when you mirror when you mirror your enemies doing exactly as they do, they cannot figure out your strategy. The mirror effect mocks and humiliates them, making them to overreact. By holding up a mirror to their psyches, is this psyches?
Psyches, yeah.
You seduce them with the illusion that you share their values by holding up a mirror to their actions. You teach them a lesson. Few can resist the power of the mirror effect. What do you say about this judgment that Robert Greene is giving?
Kwanza ni very intriguing. Me, I think honestly, when you pay attention, this is very intriguing because it's a lot about how people use seduction. Ulikuwa unaongea kuhusu the art of seduction as the book that tunataka kufanya next.
Yes.
How people use seduction, employing the mirror effect. Alafu, how it's very difficult to resist that power. Yeah. When someone is like ako very subtle, ako very strategic about how they position themselves, then it's very possible to see that ule jamani ni seductive, anaweza charm their way into many spaces. And in the same way they can also be able to reflect things about you that you like. Yeah. So yeah.
I say this in job interviews because I happen to interview many people from different fields.
Yeah.
And what I see, you can tell me whether this is mirroring or not. When someone is seated on the other side of the table and you're asking them or you're interviewing them about a job, because you want to fill a position, I almost certainly see these people, almost all of them are like a perfect fit. It's like they have researched the organization and they're coming to tell us what we want to hear. Is that,
by the way, it absolutely is.
Yes.
You tell people, I think nimesikia tu ukitumia before ile yenye when you're in an interview and then what you're waiting to hear is how this person will seduce you, not with what they have done but what they are proposing to do for you.
Yes.
You know, in a sense, like they know what they can share in that vision that you have, and then you're like, by the way, it's not because that they are they're capable of doing this, it's that they're capable of doing this for me. You know, it's selling that point. Like, akona skills, but is this someone I can trust? Is this someone I can work with? Ni mtu tunaweza elewana, tunaweza vibe? Is this someone we can share that vision together? You know, so absolutely the mirror effect. So people are out of interviews wako hapo wanakaa chini, they're looking at you to see what of their vision you have in them.
So do you agree that human beings put on masks, like we say?
Absolutely.
Isn't that a mask?
Are you in a mask?
When you're going to this organization and one day I looked at someone's CV and he told me that he works under maximum supervision.
I think alikuwa anamaanisha minimum.
Yeah, they meant minimum, but I found it very funny. I've never
It's hilarious. Yeah, it's very
maximum supervision.
Wait.
But I think so. It is right to say that human beings adopt to certain situation and they come up with a demeanor that is or aligns with a particular environment in order to fit in.
Yeah.
Because if everyone was themselves and there was no mask that any human being was wearing, and when I talk about mask, I don't necessarily mean it as a bad thing. You know, when I talk about mask, someone may think that I'm talking about something negative.
Yeah.
It means that people wear mask wherever they go. And this mask has to fit with a certain kind of people and a certain environment in order for them to generally accept you. Like if I wore a Kenyan mask and went to live in US, would I survive there?
No, you wouldn't. It would be very difficult.
Yeah.
You have to adapt to where you're going, the context. Watasema start walking like us, start behaving like us, start liking the things that we like, start dressing like us, you know, start speaking in a manner as to show that unaweza adapt kwa customs zetu. So
therefore we can say, even as Christians, that the mirror is not necessarily a negative thing. It can be used for good.
Yeah, it's basically just how we function with each other.
Okay.
And I think maybe think of we're image bearers.
Okay.
Na in as much as tuko na ile we are distinct, tuko na personalities tofauti sana, we are so different, and people diversity is there. It exists. However, even with that diversity, God has allowed that we are able to share in certain things, or in a sense, even adapt to certain environments such that we can pick up new hobbies, new interests, passions, skills that allow us to connect even better as human beings. So that's kind of a function of social psychology. Unaenda mahali, unaona, this is Rome. I think I'll start doing what the Romans do.
Okay.
And not to say that you adapt to every situation so that you can fit, because not every situation is worth adapting to or is healthy to adapt to. Because you can be adapting to a situation that is difficult. If you go to find a custom that is wrong and off and bad, even for your health and for your life and for your values, then you say you will utatoa values zako, and then you'll go and start to become like these people, then that would be you betraying something that's very fundamental to your identity. So, yeah.
The mirror effects. Mirrors disturb us because they can strip away our comforting self-image and reflect us as objects, not subjects. The mirror effect in power dynamics uses psychological disturbance. By mirroring others' actions or desires, you can either disarm or infuriate them. It works because it taps into primitive emotions. And he has given... Oh, you have something to say about that?
No, that's also...
Is the disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Taps into primitive emotions.
Yeah.
Because hatupendi, it can strip away your comfort, self-image.
Yeah.
And, reflect us as objects. So that can be something that's disturbing. You see, when you see someone reflect habits zenye uko nazo and tendencies that you have that you don't like, then will you be as comfortable? Will you feel as,
And actually what I have seen, human beings are not very genuine with each other. And that is the kind of the mask. I don't want to say not genuine so that it may look deceptive, but deception is something that is played in our lives every day and twice on Sunday. Every day, because we put on a demeanor. When you meet with somebody in a corporate world or in the corporate world, you find them looking very different from how you meet them in the church. When you meet someone in the environment, or when I have some friends of mine, for example, where I grew up, nikienda mtaa ngumi ni mbwegze, nikienda mtaa ngumi ni mbwegze, and we speak that sheng, and we speak that kind of way. And when I sit down with them, yes, they know I am a different person. Yes, they know my values. They know my discipline and the things that I stand for. But when I sit with them, I speak like them. We continue to speak like them. And then if I leave that same place, that same day, and go to a meeting with my boss, my demeanor changes completely. So to say that we can, to say that what you see is what you get is to really tell people, it is to really lie to the people. That I am what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
I don't think what you see is what you get with human beings. Human beings put on masks. And the difference between the difference in different people is, what is the make of your mask? Some ni kama ile ya Call of Duty. I was telling Tracy, ile ya Call of Duty, ile ya chuma, ile bulletproof. Others are just putting on a mask ile ya kuzuia homa. But
ile ya COVID.
Ile ya COVID
millionaires.
But at the end of the day, these guys are just putting on masks.
Yeah.
So he says there are 4 main mirror effects.
Nikusome hizo mirror effects?
Yes.
All right. So the first one is the neutralizing effect. In brackets, the warrior's mirror. So, essence hapa ni neutralize enemies by copying their actions, throwing their own energy back at them, and confusing their strategy. When you mimic someone, they lose sight of your real intentions and are forced to wrestle with themselves. It's infuriating, like the childhood experience of someone repeating every word you say. This is an example here imewekwa. So Perseus killed Medusa. Perseus killed Medusa. He used a polished shield as a mirror so she could only see her own reflection, not him, which blinded her to his approach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So neutralize your enemies by copying their action, throwing their own energy back at them and confusing their strategy. It's just a strategy of war. It is a strategy of war. And whenever you get into a conflict, and I have seen this even in the Art of War, because by Sun Tzu, and he says, know yourself, know your enemy, but know yourself. Now, one way of beating an enemy in war is first understanding them. I have said this in so many episodes, that a wise person wins the war first by understanding the enemy and then goes to fight. A foolish person goes to fight hoping to win. It's like appearing on a battlefield and you're like, I hope I win. You see, but when you meet I don't know, I don't even know. Maybe you tell me more about how this neutralizing effect.
Najaribu kufikiria how although this has failed, Kenyans on Twitter are very powerful people.
Niulize. No, niulize. Just ask me.
They're very powerful people.
I got a taste of them.
Wanaona mtu amerusha banta against, and they can unite.
Yes.
They can unite against a people group. So you see, maybe for example, there's Ugandans on Twitter or like Tanzanians or Nigerians on Twitter who have started like a trend of something that is trying to mock a behavior in Kenyans. And then Kenyans on Twitter will respond. How will they respond typically? They won't leave that lying down. Utapata wamepata sasa something to expose that is kind of like mirroring what they are doing. So it's kind of a strategy of war, but used in a very light-hearted sense, because it's Twitter after all. Lakini unaona tu the same strategies being employed by Kenyans on Twitter when they come together to now respond to that like mimicry yenye imefanywa na watu wa, and then you're like, nye mwezi to these people, lazima to punish. We must show you who we are. So,
the worst thing you can do in this country is cheza na watu Kenyans on Twitter. If you want to die.
Yeah.
No, I got a taste of it when someone posted one of my videos, and the comments were tricky.
They were tricky.
Some of them were tricky. No, but I'm just saying, we have people who are just generally bitter.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even on TikTok, when I see negative comments, the first thing I usually go is check the profile of the people. And let me tell you, Steve, most of the time I understand why.
Yeah.
There are people who are just generally bitter. They are so bitter with themselves that they don't want to see another person seeming like they're doing something about their lives. I don't understand that. I don't get it. You can go today. It doesn't matter the content of your message. Steve, let me tell you, people will hate you regardless. You can go on Twitter or on TikTok today and say that everyone have a blessed day. You see, that's just generally something very positive. I guarantee you, Steve, you are going to see someone insult you, come to you, tell you how they cannot be blessed. Some even start arguing with that. It's just have a blessed day. Yeah, we have people who are suffering and struggling from things. And sometimes I think it is struggling. And it's not even financial. It is more mental. And
they're fighting with themselves.
Yeah. And then anything that comes their way is like a trigger to them. Sometimes I write some things and post some things that are generally true. It is not even rocket science. But you will see someone just come and insult you. Another one asked me, we kwani unaongeaga juu ya wanawake sana? And then I told him, what do you talk about yourself? The other one says, you're looking for likes. You see, such kind of things.
In that instance, do you mirror what they do when they start to criticize you directly? Because sasa labda they don't even criticize what you have said. They start looking for other things.
Yes, to punish you. What I do, this is what I do with people who should spend more time doing something about themselves than actually criticizing them. My first reaction is usually to ignore. But the other one, I like ignoring. Because I see that when you give people the opportunity of, or the privilege, let me call it a privilege, the privilege of reply, you validate them. Like the person was telling me that we are posting for likes, has posted his videos. I don't know why he is posting his videos. I don't know why he is posting his.
Yeah.
I look at some other people and I see, sometimes I can even tell that this person is disturbed. And it's okay. It's okay for you to comment, but my default setting is will not give anyone the privilege of getting under my skin. I just ignore.
So that is an example of when not to use the mirror. I think tuna preempt notes.
Yes.
But tuko mbele as we're concluding, we'll kind of talk about where this is not applicable, yeah?
Yes.
Because your example, you have not mirrored their actions or their behavior by saying, sasa ya maybe amekuattack, amekutusi, and then now you start another thread hapo chini ya kumuattack vile amekuattack. And that would be a wrong strategy according to what you said.
And another one, the other thing I do is I delete your comment.
You have the power, after all.
I mean, I'm talking about 48 laws of power.
You control the page, so you can control the comments that are going.
Power, and there is a page here. So I see someone, some have blocked. Some have just had to block them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's better to take your negativity elsewhere. Because what we want to do, and there is a reason why we are doing what we are doing. We didn't just come here. I mean, this whole studio is an investment. It's not, we are not jobless. The other one, another guy was telling me to get a job. Imagine.
Umetafuta kazi.
The other guy was telling me
application.
He was telling me to get a job. Maybe one day I'll interview him. Maybe.
Yeah.
So the second one.
The second one is the Narcissus effect. I haven't talked about the modern uses.
Okay. Just we can talk about them.
Hi, modern uses of the previous effect, which is the neutralizing effect. So, kuna in military. Vile ume-mention Sun Tzu wako hapo, confuse enemies. In politics, politicians, I think we've seen that Kasongo akitumia the word Kasongo kujaribu kuneutralize its effect of mockery.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, the president, when he's called Kasongo, he also calls himself Kasongo and laughs at it.
Exactly. Daily life, in arguments, una repeat someone's tone or words to unnerve them. I think this can be tricky. I think we'll get to that. But anyway, variant. The shadow. Quietly follow your opponent's moves without them knowing. You learn their habits and weaknesses, which you later exploit to sabotage or counter them. This is the defective spy's mirror.
By the way, I have come to notice there is no one who is quite so locked into your life, into your social, public, or private life, like your enemy.
Haters.
Like your hater. There is no one who is, by the way, your biggest fans, leave alone those guys who love you. Your biggest haters are in the same level with the people who love you. By the way, hate and love.
Atamka asubuhi ainge type jina yako.
Hate and
ama
love.
Kwa profile
Hate and
yako.
love is
No, amefanya nini leo? Amefanya nini? What have they done? Let me see, because I'm angry. I don't like them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have seen hate and love is on the same level, same wavelength, same job, same exact job. Because there is no one who keeps up with you like the person who hates you. They even know. Sometimes I get surprised myself when I hear that there are guys who know things about me that are so recent. Like very recent. I don't even post my personal life. I don't post my personal life. The only thing I post
intentionally,
is... I intentionally do not. Yeah. And will never... No, never say never. But I will not, God willing.
In short, you're telling the people watching wasijaribu kutafuta.
No. I don't post my personal life out there because once you get into this space, guys will dig you and you'll get into a lot of trouble. Yeah. So there is no
exposing
need.
Yourself.
Yes, and for us, we are not here to be celebrities. We are here to teach.
Yeah.
We are that teacher who slides into oblivion. You see that teacher, that teacher who gets forgotten. Kulana saulikanga huko chini. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go to the other one.
Second effect. This one has an interesting name. The Narcissus effect. Narcissus effect. The seducers / courtiers mirror. Higher. So, reflect back people's deepest desires, values, and personalities. making them feel loved, understood, and admired. Everyone is secretly in love with themselves. Umesikia hiyo, eh? But this love is unfulfilled because we long for it to be mirrored by the outside world, because it validates you. By reflecting people's tastes, beliefs, and spirit back to them, you create the illusion of perfect harmony. Narcissus fell in love with his reflection in the water, not realizing it was himself, a metaphor for humanity's endless self-love.
I have constantly said that people love themselves.
That's the greatest idol. We
Yes,
are great.
we like ourselves. The only selflessness or selfless person was Jesus Christ, who came to die on the cross for us. But when it comes to human beings, and this is what it says, and it's very powerful, everyone is secretly in love with themselves, but they are incomplete in their love for themselves.
What is it telling us?
Yes, they're incomplete in their love for
Yeah.
themselves. Now they need other people to love them, understand them, care for them, so that they can feel complete.
and you know what, Silas? Actually, what in our worldview, in our beliefs,
Yes,
you're looking for completeness
yes,
by validation through other people.
yes,
Na hiyo bia italeta completeness. You
Yes.
still won't feel complete
yes.
at the end of the day, even when you get that validation.
It doesn't satisfy.
It doesn't satisfy.
doesn't
You still
satisfy.
long for more.
Yes.
You still long for more validation.
Yeah.
You still long for more people to reflect these things, because you're not satisfied. You want more. You want people to like you.
Yeah.
You know, essentially, and that's never going to be fulfilled.
And let me now come to ladies. And somebody told me I like talking about ladies a lot, and I talk to mostly to men, but they don't see that. They only see the parts that I talk to ladies. But anyway, might as well. Ladies love validation. Validation is a woman's currency, and that is why you see that nowadays, and I'm not talking about all ladies, I'm talking about some ladies, and whatever the society is trying to show us, that for a lady to be successful in this world, they only need one thing: a smartphone. That they only need one thing: a smartphone. You don't need to have anything between here. You just need a smartphone. You can put a smartphone there, and you can move. And especially if your body is curvaceous, especially if your body is curvaceous,
Hey.
you will get that attention. You will get that. And men find it very rough. But it's not that men find it very rough. It's men who enable that. It's men who enable that.
Yeah.
When they offer a lot of free validation, when they give things for free, such kind of things.
Aki niliona kitu yenye si mzuri sana on social media. I think there was this photo that had been posted by a lady. Alikuwa receive a gift on her birthday, a bouquet of cash rolls.
Oh, the rolled cash.
Umeona?
It
And then it was on Twitter. And then some people sasa wana quote comments pale, unaona aki quoted comments. Watu Kenyans please guy. Watu wanasema by the way, ukiona mtu amepost hivi inakuanga ya kuonyesha the other potential suitors how much this current suitor is able to provide. Dujue uki outbid unaweza mpata.
And there's nothing further. That's not further from that's very true. It's usually true.
Yeah.
Social media love is there is no one as single as a woman who is taken or a man who is taken who is posting on social media about these things. They're usually very single, because you see, one thing I have seen about women, when a woman is settled, she settles. We have been together for quite some time. Those young, beautiful ladies who have been married that we know, Do we see more of them or less of them?
Sinasikia sauti ya Tracy in the background akicheka vile anasemanga ai una expose unachoma cheza chini.
Yes, but do we see more of them or less of them?
You see more.
We see less.
Oh, we see less, yeah.
We see less because they are taken from the market. They are removed from the market. And one thing I have seen... And
less of them, absolutely, yeah.
We see less of them because they're taken from the market. One thing I have seen as a biological imperative of women, and like I like to say that women prioritize survival and they prioritize survival. Once they get that man who gives them that, gives them what they were looking for in a man,
wanna relax,
they come out of
wanna
the
rest.
market.
Yeah.
They come out of a market. One major red flag I want to give to men: if you have a lady, your significant other, your girlfriend, or your wife who is always parading herself on social media, and not just posting generally because people post, that's nothing wrong with it. But I'm saying that's that lastful post. Someone who is taken and lastfully posting and you're comfortable with that. They are single. They are single. You are the one who is single. They are single. Because, and I might be wrong, and I hope I am wrong. But a woman who is taken removes herself off the market completely. For example, the socialites that you once knew, I'll not mention any names. It's not really important.
Yeah.
But the socialites that you knew or were there, who used to parade themselves and all those things, when they got married, do you see more of them or less of them?
Less of them.
Less of them. And they were in the business of?
Being out there.
They were in that business. So women, when they are taken, they actually lock out. And a woman who is really taken and has accepted that I am a taken woman removes herself from the market.
Yeah. Unajua watu watakubali, wakikubali wasikubali.
Yes, you see, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
And you see, ignore at your own peril. If you ignore, then one day you will come to know what happens. You see, there's a book here called Confessions by Nairobi Men and Women by Joan Thaita. That year, by Joan that year. You will feature. Your story will feature there.
Page 20.
It will be no book 3. There are so many graphic confessions of people being done dirty because of not being careful. Don't ignore red flags in people. When there is a reason why it's called a red flag.
When people show you who they are, believe them.
When people show you who they are, believe them. Like for example, red flags are if you're dating a lady who has many male friends. It is very difficult for a man and a woman to interact in a friendship setup and be very close.
You know, kuna rafiki yangu. Of course, we don't mention names. But I saw them getting cozy around a certain... When I was asking them, hey, by them, kwani kuna... Najule sa tunaongetu as guys, as wanaume.
Yes.
Kuna kitu kanaendelea hapa. He would be dismissive of, we're just friends. But then, mi nikiinterrogate your story, just friends, what does that mean, really? Is it like in application a possible thing? I don't think it is, because as long as the possibility exists, then there is danger. There is like ni kama uko kwa cliff mahali na kuna rails. You're just waiting to jump off. You know?
Let me tell you this, and this I don't even need to say for a fact.
Yeah.
It is just how it is. It is difficult for man and a woman to be close friends without getting attracted.
Lines getting blurred.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even lines getting blurred. The man getting attracted, especially if the woman is an attractive woman. The man is usually the first one.
We know ourselves. We know ourselves.
He's usually the first one to get attracted. Now, this is what happens. If he is not courageous enough, he will pretend to be the friend.
Hang around.
He will hang around. They are called orbiters. They are called orbiters. They orbit. You see the way the earth orbits around the sun. These men orbit around these ladies. Now, this is the psychology of an orbiter. Because I was once an orbiter, I have orbited. And
You're speaking
so
from
I
experience.
know the psychology of orbiters. So this is the psychology of an orbiter.
Yeah.
Let me be this close to this woman. You know, sometimes if she's an attractive woman, it's like, first of all, she's a trophy friend. You know, the trophy friends that you show up with in nice parties and everyone respects you, but you're not really dating.
Yeah.
She's calling you a good friend when you're alone.
Mm.
So this is the psychology of an orbiter. If only I can orbit around this lady long enough, she will see what kind of a wonderful human being I am. And she will give me a chance.
Maybe.
She will give me a chance.
Hmm.
And they stay there.
Mhm.
They listen to your boyfriend issues. They strategize. As you're telling them about how your boyfriend is behaving, now they are strategizing. They start telling you, oh, I cannot treat a lady like this. That guy must be a bad guy. They are positioning themselves to get into the relationship. Little do they know that they're already in the friend zone.
They're doing a bit of mirroring
yes,
here.
they're doing a bit of mirroring, yes, because they are playing spy.
Yeah.
Women and men is very difficult to be that close and not get attracted to each other. So they play spy. And what they are hoping is that one day, this lady, if she is in a relationship, if when they break up, you know, relationship goes through ups and downs. When they break up and when they are having a difficult time, he will slide in like a knight in a shining armor. He will slide in and take the damsel,
Hey.
and tell her, come here.
Like a
I
fairy tale
cannot
kame
treat
play
you like
komenda.
that man. I cannot treat. That's the psychology.
Yeah.
And some of those people, some of orbiters take advantage of ladies. That's why I would never, in my right sense, allow a woman that I'm involved with to have a male friend. Let me give you an example of people who go out on clubs and they go out and they drink together. You're going to drink with this lady. Do you know that some of these orbiters wait for her to get drunk when her judgment is impaired?
Yeah.
And they take advantage.
That's true.
Yes, and they take advantage.
When the conditions are right.
When the conditions are right.
They're waiting to manipulate the environment such that they can make those conditions happen. That's
exactly what an orbiter wants to do.
Yeah.
He's waiting for the right conditions to protect your woman from male friends.
Kata your story.
Kata. Yeah. Like this is my line. If you must have male friends, date them. That for me is a relationship killer, is a determiner of whether or not we'll be in a relationship. If you must have a male friend, I'd rather leave so that you continue with your friendship undisturbed.
Yeah.
But if you keep staying there, you discover, like I've told you, read the confessions. You discover guys they were friends, they hooked up. Accidentally.
There are no accidents, guys. No accidents. There's deliberate behavior. Haya, na tunaona two consequences of the mirror effect. Let's go to the final two effects before we jump into like some of the applications. So kuna the moral effect, that's one. Hiyo ni ya the teacher's mirror, na kuna the hallucinatory effect. Hiyo ni ya the deceiver's mirror. Those are two very contrasting things. One is teaching, one is deceiving.
Okay.
So kwa the teachers, that's the moral effect. Instead of arguing, teach lessons by giving others a taste of their own behavior. In hallucinatory, use perfect copies, illusions, or disguises to deceive others into mistaking appearance for reality.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the one hand, you're not arguing, you're teaching lessons by
giving people,
replicating what someone else has done. Matching energy. And the other example, using perfect copies to deceive others into mistaking what you have given out as the reality, which is
I have thought of something on the teacher's mirror where you're teaching lessons by giving people a taste of their own behavior. And also in the other show, I'm going to be talking about this thing. How to react when a woman ghosts you as a man. When a woman ghosts you. How to react when a woman like doesn't want to speak to you. Let's just use the ghosting.
Yeah.
When you are ghosted. Many men, when they are ghosted, they tend to panic. They start asking questions of, oh, why are you so quiet? Is it anything I did? They start over texting. They think that by overcompensating or by showing what a wonderful man they are, then this lady is going to come back. It achieves the opposite effect, the opposite result. And it screams desperation. This is how to positively mirror a woman's behavior in a dating situation. When a woman ghosts you, become a ghost.
Okay.
When a woman ghosts you, become a ghost. Do nothing. Say nothing. Maintain your cool. Continue with your work. It is painful. It is disturbing in the mind. It destabilizes, especially if you love the lady. But if she is the one who has done the ghosting, let her be the one to do the coming back. If the person who does the ghosting should be the one who does the coming back. Because whatever you tolerate in a relationship, you propagate. If there are people who use such kind of tactics which are very bad to manipulate you.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, for example, you wanted something, a lady wanted something from you, and then you did not give it to her, and then now she decides to ghost you for that. Do nothing. There is nothing that makes women go on a roller coaster than your calmness. Do not react emotionally.
You know, I like to say, we can't control people's behavior.
Yes.
And I think it's very important to remember that we're not in the business of trying to control other people's behavior. At first, I think you've talked about this locus of control. Like, what is within your locus of control is how you respond, how you react.
Exactly.
And I think it's always important to play these scenes in your head. Like, okay, so nikifanya hivi need to happen.
Yeah.
Also, ask yourself the question, why am I trying to behave in a certain type of way? What is it intended to achieve? If it's an impulsive reaction, there's a very good chance it's not well thought out.
Yeah.
Think again.
Yeah.
Use your friend as a soundboard. If the friend is a reliable person, but then nafikiria kufanya hivi. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
If you think it's an impulsive move, pause before you impulsively react, especially when you're trying to react to someone else's behavior in an attempt to control them. So we can't control other people.
Yeah. You can, by the way, you can't control other people, but you can control how you react.
Absolutely.
Your reaction is within your power.
And that has an effect.
Yes. And no reaction is sometimes reaction enough. No reaction. Because I talk to people. I see we have so many messages that come in of guys telling us, hey, this lady behaves like this lady behaves like this. And I thank God that this is becoming a men's space where we can positively talk about masculinity in a positive way. Because you see, masculinity has been so demonized and it has been looked at as, if you preach masculinity, you're talking down on women. I don't think we do that. We don't do that.
No.
We tell men how to behave in light of women. We also tell women of the things to look for in men who will not disappoint them. So that mirroring is very important because it screams value. When your value is low in the eyes of your woman, she's searching. If your value is low to the eyes of the woman you are with, she is searching. Because women tend to pair bond emotionally and sexually with the best males there is. And please know this, Steve, this is the realities of life. Every time even when you bug the woman, she's always asking herself, is this the best man I can get? I promise you that. She's always asking. And it is not asking from a point of being evil. It's not manipulative.
Self-preservation.
Self-preservation, exactly.
Self-preservation.
It is not manipulation. They're not even saying that I want to leave this guy.
And it's not a bad thing.
And it's not a bad thing.
It is just it's the nature. It's a nature of being.
Yes.
And I think it's more important what you're telling the guys, if I'm hearing you correctly. Ask yourself first that question.
Am I the best man?
Am I the best man? It's important to ask yourself that question as she's constantly asking herself that question.
When she asks this question, make sure that her answer is yes. And people think when I say this, and people have been told that, once you get money, it is all about money. And I see those comments. Fine, you is talking about money. I think Akina Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates will tend to disagree.
They would, absolutely.
They will disagree because I don't think someone in their right senses would leave one of the richest men on earth. So you who is talking about money, fine.
Money is not equals masculinity.
Yes.
That's
there is something more than money is important. Money is an enabler. Money will get you on a yacht. Will get you to get that lady on a yacht. But there are people who are dating who don't have that yet. You see, there is something that God has inherently put in men that brings that attraction. Masculinity is very attractive in and of itself.
Yeah.
And that's why you see people wonder, why did my wife, I have been with people, why did my wife sleep with this guy? Yeah. And when you look at the two guys, financially, they're nowhere near each other.
Yeah.
But this woman went to this other guy. So a man should always, whenever I ask myself, am I the best man for this woman? I work harder. I work harder. I might not beat everyone in this world. But the woman I meet day one, the man I am in day one when I'm meeting this woman will not be on day 30. We are different man.
Yeah.
Always improving themselves. And when a woman is seeing his man always in the ladder, improving himself, they will stick. They are very good cheerleaders. They're very good at pushing people.
They are absolutely.
Very good at pushing people.
Very.
So you don't want to settle. And this is where men get the short end of the stick. Men settle so quickly in marriage. Just check.
Unasema ulifika. I am now where I want to be.
Yes, that's where the fat, you get fat, you fall in love with the remote. While you watch football, I watch football. I'm not saying these are bad things, but they must never come at the expense of your purpose.
But it's true. Comfort is a bad thing, or rather the idea of comfort in our minds, how we can create your false foundations of security ati. Sasa juu nimepata kile nilikuwa nataka kupata, I can now relax.
And especially on a dating situation, ladies don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
Ladies don't. I'm telling you, they are imperative. I'm not saying that there are ladies walking around asking, who is this the best man?
Yeah.
But their hardwiring asks that question. That's why you find there are ladies who push their man to be like other men. Like, I want you to be, that guy bought this. Could you buy this yourself? You see, they are trying, that is the question. Well, I'm not telling you to be a millionaire to be able to date women. I'm telling you, make sure that you're always on your journey of improving yourself. Physically, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, and everything. Just always be on a constant journey. Let this woman always look at you and be impressed by who you are becoming. And they stay. They stay. Okay.
All right. Hey, thank you, Bana. Ume preach hapo. Can I hear amens? Umeshout. Tumeleta sasa ume preach. All right, but it's true, and I think when we get to the other show, what we'll be focusing on is like those traits, those values, those characteristics that describe masculinity. We know them. We just sometimes lack perspective. Alafu we focus on the wrong things, or the things we give perspective. We give a lot of emphasis na vitu zenye hatufai kupatia emphasis, and now we lose perspective in that regard. So that's one of the things we'll be focusing on. What does this trait mean? How do you embody this trait? How do you become this person? And what are the examples and values? Okay, so I think we finished with
the relationships and social dynamics, because huyu jamaa ameanza kufidget. You can you can choose. By the way, this is yours now.
Yeah.
Choose the ones that you want us to discuss.
All right.
Any 3, and then we discuss it.
There's this one you've talked about, the neutralizing by reflecting behavior. So I'll jump that one.
Mm-hmm.
Higher. Turn manipulation back on the manipulator. I just want your comments on this because this is
Okay.
a very interesting. Your line yenye mtu akisoma tu hivi immediately anasema hapana. No, you guys, we are cancelling you. Hakuna kitu. Amtuambii vitu za maana, mnatuambia tukue manipulators, yeah? Turn manipulation back on the manipulator. So let's read this and understand it. Instead of explaining yourself when someone plays games, reflect their tactics so that they taste their own medicine. Application. If a partner uses passive aggression, for example, oh, I guess you're too busy for me, respond with a mirrored tone. Oh, I guess you're too busy to be clear about what you want. Yeah, this puts them face to face with their own manipulation.
I wouldn't advise someone to do this.
Okay.
Especially because when you interact with women and you start these responses, they lead into an argument. And now they go against one of my... I'll create my laws. My laws on masculinity.
Let's not do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
May I say, a man should not argue with their woman. Because we operate from different angles.
Yeah.
Different wavelengths and different approaches. Women approach things emotionally.
Yeah.
And they can't help it. That's why you see, you buy a woman a gift, she cries. You insult her, she cries. One is tears of joy, the other one is tears of disappointment. Yeah?
Yeah.
You buy her a gift, she reacts in the same way because it's emotions first. For a woman, it's emotions first.
Emotional response. There
Yes.
we go.
The response is first emotional, then maybe they can think. For a man, and nowadays we have very effeminate men who behave like that. Emotions first, then logic. For a man is supposed to be logic first. Emotion accompanies.
So what you're saying is when someone tries to manipulate you by using such a statement,
Yes.
assume haujasikia.
Yes. Keep quiet.
Okay.
Just look at them dead cold in the eye and ask them, what did you say? Or ask them to repeat what they say. And then don't respond. And move on as though
You did.
and that is one habit I can tell you. Please, ladies, if you hate this habit, please let us know.
Yeah.
Ladies get furious when you ignore them. Yeah. But again, when you argue with them, they will beat you.
Yes, because you will get into the emotional space.
Yes. What frame are you operating on? Relationships thrive when the woman is operating under the man's frame, the man's locus of control. Because you are very rational. And men love genuinely. That's why they get comfortable. That's why men settle in marriage very quickly. Because they believe. That's why there is a man who wrote to me, if only I love her, she'll love me back. So they really settle. And it is that imperative because providing a protection, inakuanga hivyo.
Yeah.
You have built your fortress. You have built your place. You've built your fortress. Then I am secure. Let me now reign in my kingdom. I don't want more. But that is not how women react. Women are like, I'm supposed to get offspring for this guy. I'm supposed to nurture them. Yeah. I'm supposed to protect them from external forces. So do I have the strongest man? And they don't ask themselves this question consciously. Biologically, they ask themselves that question.
Yeah.
And I told Tracy last time, in the past when people used to raid villages, you see guys used to raid villages, they come, they kill the men.
Yeah.
Even in the Bible, there are those stories. They kill the men.
Yeah.
They take the women and the children as slaves. Now, in all historical books I have read, or books in history, I have never read a place where the men went and raided a village, took their women as wives, and the women later killed the men because they had killed their husband, or revenge on behalf of their men.
That's not usually how the story goes.
They become their wives and they propagate and form a clan and continue.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's survival. That's how the human race is able to survive.
It's true.
Because if it was, and you see, another mistake that men make is we have bought so much into the romantic novel kind of thing that if only I love her enough, she would reciprocate. Love from a man is provision, protection, propagation. It's not a feeling. Ladies are allowed to feel, because nurturing requires one prerequisite of nurture is feeling.
It's emotional bonding.
Yes, it's emotional bonding.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why women bond with their kids so much. When kids are young, before they get to teenage, they need their mother more. Do you know that?
That's true.
They need their mother more, especially boy child. When they're very young, they need their mother more, so that they get the nurture. Once the mom is done working their teenage, let's meet now. Let's get to the world of masculinity, to the real world. And that's why you see so many men, if they overbond, they never leave their mothers. Have you noticed that?
That is, yes. They have to detach. You see, the thing is, they Sigmund Freud, one of the most polarizing psychologists, psychoanalysts. He founded the school of psychoanalysis. You can go read up his stuff. So jamaa come up na vitu mbili zinaitwa Oedipus complex na Electra complex. So in Oedipus complex, let me talk about it the way you've talked about it for a young boy bonding with a mom. So they affectionate towards the mother. So they want to be with the mother. But then you see, as they grow older, what they realize is that the mom has a relationship with this other man who is a strong, there's something going on there. So what do they want to do to win over the mom? They embody the traits of, they start to mimic their father. So they want to, it's like, it's an interesting dynamic. So in the same way, the girl wants to bond to her father, wants to be close, wants to feel loved by her father. And she sees that the mother is winning, so she's jealous. So she's winning the affection for the husband. And she's like, what's in my mom that is causing my father to? So it's like, can I embody those traits? And so they start to become that feminine woman in a sense. So you see that vile ina happen, it's juxtaposing. Mwingine anapenda huyu lakini anaona to get to who you, lazima ni embody traits za who you. So wacha nikue close to you. As you grow older, you start to become closer to the actual gender that you're supposed to.
I'm hearing this for the first time.
Yeah, those are very interesting. Go read on the Oedipus complex. Actually, kuna vitu nimesahau because Sigmund Freud talks about it now with sexual connotations, which are which are wrong. You know, we don't child's mind does not comprehend sexuality. They do not know what those organs are for. That's not how they function.
Okay.
However, I think subconsciously inaongea kuhusu there's an affection they have, there's a bonding that they have with the mom. They want that attention, they want that, so that boy will be growing. They realize kuna ka relationship that
so there's a competition.
There's this guy, exactly. There's this guy here who has already won the affection of the mom, and what does he have? So nice. let me get those traits.
Interesting.
And so now that relationship, they start to become closer to the father. They start to become like the father and embody those characteristics.
And the other one?
Sasa hiyo ingine sasa the woman anaanza kukua kama the mom. They'll be like, they want to start wearing makeup if the mom wears makeup.
That's why is that why fathers bond so better with their daughters?
Yeah, when they're young,
with their
absolutely.
Sons? Yeah.
That's why that relationship when they're really young is so it happens naturally like that. You find the daughters wanting their father's love, wanting the father's attention, wanting to be in their father's arms. The son ndo huyo anataka kuwa na mom, anataka kukaa na mom, anataka, but then once they grow, they start to realize that there's something that they don't have that this other guy has, who is also, so they want to embody those characteristics.
That's very powerful. I've never even heard that.
Yeah.
Hey, wacha nimekelea tablet. Tell me more.
Uko shule.
No, that is interesting. I've never really looked at it from, I've never even heard about that. That's nice. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I hope that has at least educated people here. Hebu tuende kwa nini ingine, application ingine ya relationships.
Yeah.
So, teach boundaries without confrontation. You don't always
which one is that?
That is right after create emotional distance by reflecting indifference. That is actually what
Okay.
we talked about. Teach boundaries without confrontation. Principle: you do not always need a fight to set boundaries. Mirroring shows someone the effect of their actions better than words. If someone is chronically late, well, start showing up late yourself. Once they'll feel the inconvenience directly. Lesson delivered.
I tend to disagree with most of these things because for me, I tend to teach that you enforce boundaries from the word go. Now,
Yeah.
this is how I would deal with, like he says, you don't always need to fight. A fight to set boundaries. I agree.
You agree with that?
I
Yeah.
agree with that 100%. You don't need to fight. As a matter of fact, when you fight, emotions, you cannot fight without emotions.
Yes.
When you start fighting, you are now you are in the woman's frame. And that's why you find men who beat their women are losers. Men who
Absolutely.
beat women are losers. By the way, they deserve serious beating. If you can lay your hands on a woman, you deserve serious beating because you've already lost.
Yeah.
You are operating on a feminine frame. You are not a man.
Yeah.
So you don't always need to fight to set boundaries. This is how I set boundaries myself, by demonstrating. Like, for example, I've shared this in a couple of videos, how I set boundaries with regards to time. I go on a meeting. I tell you, let's meet at 9. You come at 9. When it gets to 9:15, 9:20, I'm gone. And when you come back, I tell you, let's meet again. Especially if you're the one who needs me. If I need you, I might be a bit flexible.
Reinforced by being firm.
Yes, by being firm.
modeling the
By
behavior that you want
demonstrating, yes.
to be replicated.
Yes.
So kama hii example seems mzuri because it's telling you to model a behavior that you don't want
That you don't want repeated.
because you don't want them to be late.
Yes.
Lakini inakwambia be late once ndio
Yes.
washike effect ya kuwa late. What you're telling, you're saying be firm in the trait that you want to be
Yes.
repeated time and again. So unaeka boundaries by saying tutachelewa.
Mm.
So in that one instance alichelewa, akishapata the next opportunity atakuwa najua this is a principle man. And they will now mirror that particular.
Do you think if you did this to Kenyans, ati alichelewa jana, leo wacha hata mimi nichelewe, they will be happy.
They'll be happy. Africa
mlisema 9
mtu wetu bana.
Ati sasa wewe umekuja 9:20 ati to reinforce discipline. You think you have done anything? They will be so happy. Next time they will come at 9:40.
Yeah.
You will change that meeting to 11 at some point.
Yes. It will not work.
The
Please,
Kenyans I know.
do not do this at home, guys. You are being told do not do this at home.
Alafu anasema, now I was talking about you do not always need a fight to set boundaries. Mirroring shows someone the effect of their actions better than words. I am always against men who like threatening their women. I will do this, I will do this. I used to be that guy. I will do this, I will do this, I will walk away. I am always against that. Because I'm talking about the 48 laws of power and how to maintain power in the relationship. Not power to rule, but power to lead in a relationship. So it is more powerful, and I've come to discover that it is more powerful to demonstrate. In fact, Robert Greene says, demonstrate, do not explicate. Explication is where you talk and you keep threatening people. Ndakuacha, I'll leave you. You will
That's
do
explicating.
that. Yeah, that's explicating. Demonstrating is when you check someone out, let's say, for example, for lateness. And this is a girl you have agreed to go out on a date with. And she's chronical. There is lateness and there is chronic lateness. Chronic lateness is hapo kwa death. After a chronic illness, the next thing you're looking at is the grave. So when someone is chronically late, don't keep telling them or keep reprimanding them because it lands on deaf ears. Demonstrate. I don't know if our people will see this, but sometime there are people I was leading. And I had organized for a meeting. And I told guys, come at 9. And guys, when I tell someone, let's meet at 9, by 8:45, I'm already seated. I just I respect myself like that. So these guys, I wait, it's 9:15, we get to 9:30. The first person appears at 9:30. I am so angry,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to maintain a masculine frame. So now we come and sit down. Then I am like, hey guys, we said we are going to meet at this time. So what is the time by your clock? 9:30. What is the time by your clock? 9:30, 9:31, 9:32. So it seems that 9 is a difficult time for us to meet. So we are going to stop this meeting, adjourn the meeting. Tomorrow we are meeting at 7 a.m. If you come any later than 7, we are done.
Yeah.
And by 6:45, everyone was seated. So sometimes when you keep enforcing, you see, I could have spent an hour lecturing people. Imagine.
Menikosea sana.
Yes. No, we just adjourned the meeting.
Alafu waste time we have meeting.
Yes.
Alafu waone, kumbe hata huyu jamaa alitupigia kelele and we already achieved our objective.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, kept quiet, adjourned the meeting, and set it at 7. So it seemed that 7 was better. Kumbe it was the time. Kumbe it was not 9. It was 7 was a good one.
I see.
You see? And from that time, we usually meet in time.
Okay.
Yeah, we usually meet in time.
I really hope those people who are saying that we are taking these words from this book and just explicitly telling you to run with them should now know. Aibu watch episode.
Yes.
Ndio wajue we're actually exposing these things.
Yes.
We're reading through them and understanding them in the way that we're supposed to understand.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exercise critical thinking. The final one tutaangalia.
Exercise?
Expose.
Okay.
Expose hypocrisy through reflection. Now let's see this principle. Some people posture as righteous or superior. Mirroring their flaws back makes hypocrisy impossible to hide. Again, it's also telling you to do something that you don't want to replicate. If someone criticizes you for being selfish, but never compromises themselves, mirror their unwillingness to compromise. The next time they ask for something, they'll feel the hypocrisy directly.
So just expose their selfishness. Nile unatukana mtu anakwambia pia wewe.
Wow. This is so interesting because it's like, I think in this instance, mtu mwenye only selfishness ndani yake, so they're not willing to compromise on your behalf. And then ifike time enye anataka compromise on their behalf, what the example he is telling us to do is wewe sasa muonyeshe that you can't compromise on their behalf, because that's a rule that wameka ndani yake, which is now exposing their selfishness. You did this, so actually I can't.
That is an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one, but I tell people it takes too much energy to do that.
Yeah.
Too much energy, too much time.
Bitterness nyingi over
Yes.
time.
I use you remember my carpentry saying, measure many times, cut once. If you have to get to a point that you have to be a hypocrite to show us a hypocrite that he is a hypocrite, it's really time to cut them off. It just shows you that you are in a relationship that is very, very toxic. So if you have to always constantly reprimand someone, it means they're not getting the message. They're not getting the message. All the things I say men should never do. I was those things.
You did.
I was those things. Not did. I was those things. I was the orbiter, the simp. My friend, I have simped. You don't know how to simp.
Umeandika poems. Umekuwa Romeo.
Cinderella.
Romeo Silas.
In the comments kuna msee ameulizwa.
Romeo Otieno.
Cheki. Kuna msee ameulizwa kwa TikTok. If you go to TikTok, that comment has made me laugh at 3 a.m. So someone asks a question, then the other one responds in a whole paragraph. And I'm me, I've asked you a simple question. Why are you replying in a paragraph, Cinderella? I'm telling you that man did not respond.
Guy, enye sasa atasema nini? Atasema nini Cinderella guy?
I used to be that guy.
Hey, paragraphs.
I used to be that guy. I told you I used to be in a relationship alone. I think that this lady is in a relationship with me, but I am alone. So all these things, they take too much energy to keep reprimanding people. I think you need to have, and it's not people don't take it well when I say this, but just cut people off. Sometimes, Steve, someone who is your friend, someone who respects you, you not tell them twice about something that makes you uncomfortable. They will love you enough or respect you enough to know that this makes this makes Steve uncomfortable. But if I have to keep telling you every day, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and the more I continue telling you, the more I concede. There's a guy called Rich Cooper. He's calling it, you become betterized through 1,000 concessions. So as you continue, and sometimes you don't even realize that you are conceding. You don't even realize it because you're just taking it in. You're just taking the beating. Don't do this, she does. Don't do this, she does. That shows that she doesn't respect you. And for me, I interpret love as respect. I interpret love from a woman to a man as respect. I interpret love from a man to a woman as provision, protection, and all those things that God has called us to do. So, I mean, nowadays, I have become a guy who doesn't want to spend so much energy reprimanding people. So I just keep quiet and cut those people off. And
you learn your lesson. Again, when people show you who they are, you believe them.
Believe them the first time. Believe them. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't doubt. When someone stabs your back today, they will do it again. I believe them. You better stay away from them. Forgive like God requires us to forgive them. But just stay away from them. Put a safe distance. That you don't even put them into that temptation of betraying you. You just put them far kidogo and move on with your life. And never take anything personally. That's another thing I have learned. The betrayals I've gone through, I've learned to never take anything personally. I have peace. That's how to find peace. I have so found peace. Sometimes I hear people, someone has done something very bad against you. And those things that people do to you that you cannot even sleep. Just say, fine. And not take it personally.
And then taking it personally is almost like looking for blame ndani yako to justify the actions that they did. It's almost saying that there must be something that I did that made them act in the way that they did. Sometimes people just act in a sinful way because they're sinful. They don't need provocation, and I guess depending on what you're willing to tolerate, then you will know what actions you need to take. Reversal of this law.
Okay.
So Silas, let's wrap up with looking at instances where this, not to mirror this law. And I think we've almost kind of been trying to debunk some of what has been written in this book as well. According to this law and how it can be applied. So the first one is saying don't mirror the powerful too closely. Now that's interesting. If the person you're reflecting has fragile ego, high status, or paranoia about rivals, they may see you mirroring as mockery or competition.
Agree, 100%.
Don't mirror in situations demanding originality. So mirroring works best for connection, not for leadership or vision.
Exactly.
If you always reflect instead of create, people will see you as shallow or manipulative.
I agree.
You agree?
100%.
Avoid mirroring the vulnerable. People who are insecure or in emotional pain may perceive mirroring as mockery.
And before you even continue, read the relationship angle. And they don't mirror situations.
This one, in originality. Higher, relationship angle. If you mirror your partner's every mood or opinion, they may start to feel like they are dating themselves. Boring and predictable. Attraction thrives on polarity, not constant sameness.
That's very powerful.
We are not the same.
Yes.
We are not the same.
Attraction thrives on polarity. Unlike poles attract.
Opposite ends.
Yes.
It's a law in science. It's a law in physics.
Yes. That's very powerful. I agree 100%.
Hi, I actually had speak one, but let me just read. Avoid mirroring the vulnerable. People who are insecure or in emotional pain may perceive mirroring as mockery. They need reassurance, not reflection. And don't use reflection when someone is self-destructive.
Okay.
Again, mirroring destructive habits Anger or emotional instability will drag you down. Instead, you must provide grounding contrast. We've talked about that in those examples where we've kind of debunked, because amesema vitu zenye you're mirroring like a bad behavior that you don't want repeated. So that's if you're mirroring a destructive pattern or behavior, is it going to benefit you really?
Never.
Higher. And the final one, mirroring can expose you. A mirror is only powerful if you stay detached. If you reflect too much, you may lose your own sense of identity, becoming trapped in their reflection. So it can expose you, can make you vulnerable, where you lose your sense of identity. And I think we've talked about that in some instances. It's not everywhere you go, you become what those people there are.
And also in the example, whatever I've just said about concessions, where he says some lovers fall into this trap. They reflect so much of their partner's desires that they lose their own boundaries, and eventually resentment builds.
That's true.
So you become better dice. Becoming better dice is you're becoming something you were not originally through those concessions.
Yeah.
And una concede mpaka unakuwa umepotea kabisa, you are not the same person.
And that is for the negative, to the negative.
Yes.
Right. I think that's we've pretty much covered everything in this long.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Mirror effect.
Yeah. Very interesting.
It has been so fun. Super fun.
I didn't even think it would go this way.
I mean
This.
Yeah.